guys, and you're 10 years into the series.
Exactly.
Because that possibility of this kind of show. I mean, look
Sure.
at Charm. It's been on for like.
Look at X-Files, yeah.
I'd never met Jensen, and so when I met him, we kind of immediately hit it off. He's a Texas boy also. He's from Dallas. I'm from San Antonio. But still, you know, still something about Texas, and like talking about country music, and you know, driving a truck, and talking about dogs and this and that, and he and I have a good time together.
There's this guy, Jared, Peda something.
That's a
Peda something. Yeah. And they really are liking him for one of the brothers, and I'm like, okay, so of course I look him up online, and I'm like,
You thought I was hot.
This guy's smoking hot. I can't play his brother.
Like when we met for the first time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, wow, this guy is really tall and skinny. And I was like, wow, this guy's handsome. Maybe I didn't read the script right. I thought I was supposed to have a brother.
So, you know, I'm sure that no matter how long, no matter what time of day, no matter how far in the future, if I ever call him at 3 a.m. and say like, "Hey, dude, I need help," he'd be in his car before we hung up the phone, heading over, and vice versa. So I guess that's how I feel about that.
I'll sum that up in the fact that he's, you know, Jared has become family and will always be family, and that is something that is unique in this industry.
We lucked out. I think Ackles and I found a really cool, unique situation where we truly enjoy each other and we enjoy each other's families and have each other's backs. And after 14 years, spending more time with each other, you spend with your wives, your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers. You kind of go one way or the other, and we went to the place where we got closer. So, just pretty lucky.
We really dealt with it from a friendship level, and not business partners. And that's I think that's been one of the great things that I've gotten from this show is such a great friend that knows me so well, but also somebody that I can work with on a level that I've never worked with anybody else in my life. So.
Many things that I would tell you about him that I think are qualities that we all strive to achieve. I would pick one, and that is his ability to liven and lighten and make a room better just by walking in.
Through all of our razzing, I don't doubt that if shit hit the fan, he'd be there. No question. It's more than one word.
It was more than one. Well, I don't think she said one word. Did you say one word? No, you just said one thing. Well, there's, you know, Jared earmuffs. There are, obviously we have a great working relationship, we have a great friendship, and you know, our kids play together, our wives are great friends, and there's a support system that exists within both of us for each other, and that I think allows us to create. It allows us to work hard. It allows us to love. It allows us to be open to people, and I'm very thankful that I have that with someone else, and I can share that. You know, I have amazing things that I share with my wife, and the love that we share in that relationship is fantastic. But to have a friendship that is that solid and that reliable is pretty neat. I hope everybody gets an opportunity to have a friend like that.
Favorite moment of our friendship?
There are a few that stick out for me. You got one?
Sure, I'll pick one. There are certainly many to choose from. I'll pick one, and this might be an odd one, but it was our first fight.
I remember that.
It was, no, it was in the record store. On set, the record store scene, and we got into, in fact, I don't even remember what it was about, but he and I got into, it was season 1, few episodes in, and for some reason, we went at each other verbally, and it almost got physical. And he took off walking down the street. I went the other way, and that was, I think, the last time we ever got into a fight. Because after that, we sat in each other's trailer and basically said, look, this can't ever happen. If we want this to succeed and we want this to succeed, that kind of petty crap can't happen. So that was one of my favorites.
There are many, many moments, and over the years, there are many, many years that we've been working on the show. I will say that there are these little moments, these brief moments, when we're working together where he'll make a choice of something that maybe I didn't see or wouldn't have expected, or he'll put in a performance in a take or whatever it might be, and even sitting up on stage with him and speaking to you guys, there are moments that he and I have together when we walk off this stage, when we walk behind that camera, we just do a little of that. And that's me, for me, that's him acknowledging that we just did a good job, we just had each other's backs up there, and I think we put on a good show for these people, and we should be proud of that.
Thank you very much. So I've known and worked with this guy the majority of my days and nights for 7, 9, 10, what's 2015 minus 2005 time? So
I was told there'd be no math.
I hate saying this in front of him, but I mean, there's so many people that inspired me, but to spread the love, please do remember when y'all thank me that this guy had 10 years of influence before I was before I felt comfortable enough to go like, hey, this is what's going on in my world behind closed doors, and I want to put it out there. So applause for this guy.
And who was the last person you texted?
Jared.
Nice. And was it a happy birthday?
No, it was, hey, enjoy your time off,
Something else.
asshole.
Yeah.
No, we know each other pretty well. And, it was like, even last year, we were talking about last year and how hot it was doing this event. And he started sweating, and he started sweating more because it was giving me anxiety about the fact he's sweating through my suit. And I basically just pulled him, didn't even look at him, I was like, let's go. And I just pulled him, I'm like, sit here, cool down, figure it out, we're good. And they're like, what are you guys doing? We need you on the carpet. I'm like, not right now. I'm like, my boy needs to cool down.
And, I'd never been in this situation where it was just one guy for one role and one guy for the other role, and then bringing us back together. So we were kind of, both scratching our heads, and we're like, what is happening right now? And then we walked in the room, and there's like 30 suits sitting there who are about to judge your life. And he and I just we didn't rehearse it, we didn't run the lines, we didn't do anything, we just went right into doing a scene together, and it just, it was like instantaneous, it just kind of flew off the page. It was super easy, he and I were, it'd be like meeting somebody and finishing their sentences immediately. So then they asked us to leave the room, and I was like, was it nice? Texas, and I was like, okay.
Early on, and he's a Texas boy, I'm a Texas boy, and we I think our first meeting was sort of like, hey, I'm Jared. Hey, I'm Jensen. Where are you from? Texas. Where are you from? Texas. Who's your team? Cowboys. Who's your team? Cowboys. And so it's just sort of those are the two most important things in life, is where are you from and what NFL team do you follow, at least for Texas dudes. But then I think about, we finished a pilot, and about 2 weeks into filming our series, we got jumped by a bunch of guys, and
And that was sort of the moment that you go, all right, you look over, you see somebody, coming to your rescue and vice versa. And you go, all right, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. But that was certainly, we shared blood together. And I was like, all right, well, when I was supposed to get my butt kicked, like he was there for me and vice versa. So I think that was a pretty special time.
If the show ends and you give me a yearbook, I'm going to be pissed off at you. Unless it's gold plated. And then you can open it.
What if inside is a handwritten letter of my admiration of how you've grown as a human being throughout the years and how I've watched you go from a man to a father and from a father to a hero?
Is it gold plated?
Sweating? No, it's really hot here. It is. Hot. He's right.
No, I like playing with him.
I
This
know.
is a banter that's been going on for 300 episodes.
So,
I love you. You look fantastic.
I miss your mustache.